Hey there my friend, and I appreciate your attention. This video is more like announcement or update or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, this video is my last video on Planetside 2 in general. I'm gonna be leaving community, game and pretty much everything else to play other games like Team Fortress occasionally and maybe who knows some Crisis and so on. But that's it for me and Planetside. And reason for leaving is partially because of community's backlash and partially because of the developers' attitude towards the game. The reasons that consider community is basically that on forums my content is not well received, and in Reddit, fuck, they want to hang me. And so yeah, basically what's the point of making content if nobody likes it? So basically haters win. Either which way, before I leave entirely, I will leave you with information I've been gathering for few weeks. Anyways, the information will be more or less about things you can expect to come out this year, like items, weapons, and so on and so forth. But the source of this information shall remain classified, so guys, I hope you understand. Anyways, the first item you have seen in other videos before this one. It's Prowler's quad cannon, but the information you might not know about it is that it's gonna deal pretty much the same damage as heat, only with lesser splash damage, but with faster fire rate. Another weapon that will come out this year will be Flamethrower for Max. Of course, this weapon was already introduced in PTS some time ago, but they removed it for whatever reason. Still, I want to remind you that it is still in game. Next two items work pretty much the same, only difference is one is base turret, other one is engineer's deployable turret. Oh, and did I mention that these both turrets will launch heat-seeking missiles just like the ones in Coyote missiles for ESFs? Well, now you know. So pilots, new headache for you. Next three items are Empire-specific max melee weapons. Basically what they will do is deal more damage. And also they will replace one of the weapon for one of the hands. As you know, Infiltrator's update was, let's say, successful. But still, there are two things they did not release. One of them is Recon Drone, which you all pretty much know about. Also, yeah, they want to make it a consumable for all classes. Anyways, there was one item you don't know about, and it's EMP Mine. As an EMP grenade, it will do pretty much the same, only you can place it somewhere on doorways or whatever. Anyways, moving on. I'm pretty sure you all know what this means. And those who don't, this basically is double magazine, which allows you to faster reload after you have emptied the first clip. Anyways, there is bipod for LMGs and sniper rifles. This attachment basically will allow you to control or gain more accuracy while standing or sitting still. Then again, the fact that they haven't introduced prone in this game kinda bothers me. Okay, so Planetside 1 players will recognize this. The automated sentry turret. Basically, this is a little device that will automatically target enemies that are coming close enough. But the damage it will output will be half of what anti-infantry turret can deal. But either which way, engineers now can be no-skill killers. But speaking of no-skill, there is one belly weapon for Liberator that developers didn't release. Basically, this weapon will launch heat-seeking missiles just like the ones from Coyote or Hyena, only in faster fire rate. Frankly, I think this weapon will be the most useless on the Liberator, but still, it's kinda interesting. Okay, next four weapons are created for Flash Bike alone. Starting off with Vanu PPA type of weapon, which will shoot smaller but faster balls, which fire rate will be similar to Sight's light PPA, but the size of the projectiles will be twice as small. Well, you can think of it as Lasher for Flash. As for Terrans and new conglomerates, you have your Max rocket launcher type of weapons. For TR it's Pounder, and for NC it's Falcon, which will of course go on Flash and you can drive around and shoot people with it. And the last weapon for Flash is basically taken away from Sight's lolpods or photon missiles. At the end, of course, damage will vary and splash radius as well, but you get the point how these things will work. Okay, next we have Medical Pack Tool. Basically, this is a tool just like Motion Spotter which you place on the ground, and it works just like Healing Grenade. only for longer period of time, of course. And just so you understand, this will be only for medics. Okay, moving on to NC's favorite weapon, railgun. Only now they will finally introduce it in its true form. Anyways, these railguns will be introduced for Reaver, Vanguard, and as a secondary gunner for Vanguard and Harasser. Obviously, just like Railjack, these weapons will deal more damage with insane muzzle velocity, but with slower fire rate and smaller clip. Personally, I like the Reaver one more. But then again, Vanguard's cannon looks pretty awesome as well. And the next item, or I should say vehicle, is more recognizable for Planetside 1 players. And that's Battle Robotics Suit, or whatever you want to call it. So personally, I think this vehicle is quite interesting to try out, but as I've heard from Planetside 1 players, this thing was pretty much game breaking. And so the final item on my list is Orbital Strike Designator Thingy Laser Pointer, or whatever you want to call it. Frankly, they don't have name for it yet. But you get the point. The same thing was on Planetside 1. And so this is it. This is my last Planetside 2 video, and thanks for support whoever supported me, and yeah, well, I guess I'll see you when I'm playing Team Fortress 2 or whatever. And guys, before I leave, I'm gonna leave you this clue.
Sterbe 12 maar net net na het zitten aan dit wie verkoos, dus of zit.